Hey guys, it's Sasha. Debt has become a dirty word. Everyone out there will tell you that debt is bad and debt will ruin your life. Most finance books will tell you that debt is the root of all evil and you need to eliminate it at all costs. Cut down your spending, repay the debt as quickly as possible, and the ambition of living mortgage-free has become the ultimate fantasy of almost everyone out there. And in lots of cases, it is absolutely true, and I agree, debt can have woeful effects on people. It can be an incredibly bad thing. It can have severe consequences on people's psychology, on their ability to manage their day-to-day life, and high-cost debt is an industry that needs to be wiped out once and for all, and I hope it will at some point. But let me shine a slightly different lens on this situation with debt, and let me show you how it can be powerful and how it can actually drive a lot of your wealth in life. In fact, how debt will actually probably generate more wealth for you in your life than you might be thinking. First off, just in case you're wondering, the vast majority of rich people become rich by using debt. Except if you're rich, you don't call it debt because debt is not a very nice word to use. Instead, we call it leverage. So when you seek funding for your business that is going to earn you a lot of money, you are going to get funding that will provide leverage for you to be able to grow your business with somebody else's money that you have borrowed. When you want to invest, you don't just put a few £100 into your investment app, you know, the difference between the monthly income and your monthly outgoings at the end of the month. No, you will have a credit line and you will utilize that credit line in order to leverage your investing positions. The interesting truth is that rich people become rich and stay rich by using debt, and they use it a lot. And this might go against everything that a lot of people will tell you and what a lot of people actually think, because the truth is, rich people in many cases are far more in debt than poor people. But anyway, I digress. More than half of people in the UK now go to university, and in order to do so, they get student loans. Now, before anyone mentions that, yes, student loans are not really technically a form of debt in the UK. You're just signing up to essentially pay more tax for a period of time after you graduate. But in terms of the principles of what actually happens, what you're really doing is you're borrowing money from somewhere else to invest in your education and to give you more opportunities in life more quickly. In the United States, people get into a very serious amount of debt in a very real way in order to go to college, and this ridiculous amount of debt at an age when most people haven't actually started their first job yet is a prime example of using leverage. We might not think of it as such, but that is exactly what it is. What would happen if you couldn't borrow the money at that particular point in time and if your parents didn't happen to be rich? You would have to work a decade or two to go and save up a whole load of money in order to then invest it in your studies and then go to university. But by then, you would probably be somewhere in your 40s, you might have children, and you definitely won't have that much time to actually benefit from the education. You only have a short amount of time from the moment when you actually graduate at that point to earn the money by the time that you actually then retire. So that leverage that allows you to go to university when you're young gives you an enormous upside. Then there's the time when you buy the house. The biggest purchase you're ever going to make in your life is buying property for 99% of people out there. There's a whole load of stress associated with it. There's a lot of uncertainty. Getting a mortgage is difficult. By the way, I have a whole video where I go through exactly what it is that it will take to go and get a mortgage and exactly how to then save for the deposit. So make sure you go and check it up here and in the description below after you watch this video. Mortgages are one of the most powerful ways in which most people will ever make money through leverage, which is exactly why I get very bemused when I see repeated recommendations from the vast majority of finance gurus out there that buying property is bad and people should rent instead. Because a mortgage will on average run somewhere around 2% above the base rate over its lifetime, in some cases lower, and house prices will on average rise and appreciate in value by significantly more than that. So if you went and in 1998 bought £120,000 and paid a whopping £160,000 in total over the lifetime of your mortgage, including all the interest, then your house could potentially be worth something like £660,000 today. And you will have literally earned £500,000 through leverage. That asset that you now own, your house, is yours, and you manage to pay a tiny fraction of its actual value at that point in time down the line because you were able to have access to credit. That will be the largest asset most people will have at the point when they retire. And in many cases, it will be the only asset that they own that they used actual leverage to buy. And that brings about a really interesting question. What if people assessed other things in life using the same approach, through the same lens? What if you decided whether or not to invest in future qualifications using leverage? Somehow we are perfectly okay with spending a crazy amount of money going to university because society has told us that that is okay. But paying £300 for a course at some point in the future that will give you valuable skills, maybe allow you to earn more money, is often seen as being way too expensive. Using leverage to buy the house that you're going to live in is good, and something that every young person in the UK aspires to. But using leverage to buy a second house that you will then have the ability to keep over time, and it will appreciate in value and potentially generate you revenue in the form of rental income, that is something that is generally seen as being very high risk and something that people wouldn't want to do, something only rich people do. Yet that property investment, if you were to do it, could well add more to your net worth by the time you retire than the sum of all the wages that you will earn over your working life. Just think about that for a second. Now, don't take this video the wrong way. I am by no means in any way whatsoever encouraging people to go and get themselves into debt. Absolutely not. Categorically no. But I am trying to shine a light slightly differently to how maybe you would normally think about debt. And I am trying to show that it is not all black and white as some people think and as a lot of media will portray it. It can be an extremely powerful tool if used right, just as well as it can be an extremely damaging thing and a big burden if it isn't used right. If you guys found this useful, please make sure you go and hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm so that more people can watch this video. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and as always, I'll see you guys later.